Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. My shorty bad like Shakira.
Ooh.
I told her look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Don't need a license to carry. I do not let them sit near. She got a heart that's so pure. Better hope nothing occur. Better hope nothing occur.
Welcome to another episode of NFL Flag Talk, where we talk about all the hottest topics in regards to NFL flag. We've talked about coaching, we've talked about officiating, we've talked about tournaments, we've had some of our former players on to talk about their college experiences. I'm here with my partner,
Rashad Colvin.
And I'm Eric Cooper. And
welcome back to NFL Flag. Sorry for the minor technical difficulties, but Rashad and Eric are a little tied up at the moment. But I'm your host, T. Robinson, and I can't wait for you all to meet this fantastic panel of my accessories here. Please introduce yourselves and tell us what you do.
I'm Haley Adams. I am the head football coach, flag football coach for Gateway High School, and I also am the social media coordinator for NFL Flag Football.
Hi, I'm Felicia Mysick. I am a professional coach. I coach business, life, and sport, and I also am the head flag football coach for Ambridge High School, and I run my own camps too.
Hi, I'm Teresa Kahn, Pittsburgh Passion, the women's professional team here, co-head coach with that and owner, and thanks for this opportunity.
This is so wonderful sitting next to all these wonderful women. What an exciting time we are in for women and girls flag football. It's really cool how the NFL did a really big push, for high school girls, and your team was one of the first.
Yes, there were 6 teams that started off, and we started. I'm so excited and thankful that we had that opportunity to kick off flag football in the state of Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Yeah, so I already worked for NFL Flag, so I was already just knee deep in everything flag football, and whenever I heard that there were local high school teams starting, I immediately got on the phone with someone and I said, hey, how do I get a team at Gateway, my old high school? And they said, oh, they actually filled out an application, they're interested, they just need a coach. And I said, well, you got a coach, so we're all set. And we just hit the ground running. First year we ended up, I thought I would have maybe 5-10 girls max. I ended up getting 56. So wow. I ended up having to have 2 teams. By the end of the season, we were down to about 35 girls that consistently came, but I was literally coaching 4 games every single Sunday. So it was awesome. I was so excited to see just how many girls were interested in playing.
I absolutely love that. Before I even got started with flag football, I was doing all girls football camps. And I asked the Steelers if they would help me out, would they, just support me in it? And they were like, well, I just want to let you know, we're trying to push girls flag football. Would you be interested in being a head coach?
And you're like, yeah.
I was like, bet.
Yeah.
I said, bet.
Yes.
Because the last, I'll say probably 15 years of my life, I've been coaching boys tackle football, like nonstop. Like that's what I've been doing. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give these little girls an opportunity to not only learn what tackle is, but also tie it with flag. So my camp was called Zone Coverage Camp.
Oh, that's cool.
And girl, because I'm a DB.
Okay.
Love it.
I started
on, DB.
Yes. But the thing is, years ago, I'm an athlete, so years ago I met up with, it was before T owned the team. So when I first learned about football or went playing football, I saw it on TV and I was like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and join the women's team. So once I joined the women's team, then I was like, I kind of want to have a baby. So how do you keep that? Like, I always was athletic, even back in high school. I was always athletic. I was a cheerleader to dance team, but I always did the Powerpuff football games. Always. And this is starting in high school. Like, I had that desire to play football. Then the opportunity of tackle football came for women, and then from tackle football I was like, okay, then T bought the team. I was like, okay, now we still rolling. And then how do you play football when you want to have a child? How do you stay connected to football if you want to still do that? So this is where my life went and turned. It was like, you know what, I'm going to stay involved, but I'm going to go ahead and be a coach. Yeah. So I started coaching boys. And then from coaching the boys team, I was like, I keep seeing all these little girls who keep wanting to play. Yeah, so that's why now we're all in.
I was definitely one of them.
Really? Did you play football back in the day?
Well, I played on the streets. I played with my cousins. I played in the fields. I played tackle football in the grass, in the dirt with my cousins until a certain age because, big cousins are like, don't try to hit my baby cousin, but I was killing them.
I love that.
I was out there cooking them out there.
She said I was cooking.
Yes,
I was cooking.
Eat up. Like, I was out there so little. The only girl, always, right? The only little girl out there. And then once you get a certain age, your big male cousins are like, shut it down. Yeah. Shut it down.
I started pretty young myself when we were, out in the 70s and 80s is when I was in high school and the whole way through and playing out in the fields like you said. It was so much fun, but when we had a chance for tackle, I love that, but I'm so excited that they're getting the flag going into high schools.
Yes.
I think that to me, that I just love that transition. I love what we're doing with the passion, with the women. We've been 21 years now with the tackle team here.
Nice.
Of course, Franco Harris was a big help to us when in Pittsburgh, keeping that all rolling. But him and I had a lot of conversations about the tackle as well, and it was it's just the next step for us as far as trying to just let's build this for every girl out there and give her that opportunity. I think we all fall in love with the game, so let's give it a
That's what it all starts. As soon as they get the little bit of taste. So now, right after they're done playing flag, they can just immediately go play tackle.
That's right.
That's
right.
Nice
I love that you brought up Franco because it's like when I first started playing tackle football, one of the things that we were tasked to do was to find sponsors. So one day I'm walking in Giant Eagle, and I run into Mr. Franco Harris. And I'm just talking with him and asking him, I'm saying, hey, I wasn't even looking for him to be a sponsor. I just wanted him to...
Picking his brain.
I didn't even want to pick his brain. You have to understand, when a little girl has an opportunity to do something, I don't think we go out to necessarily look for someone to tell us it's okay, but we want some type of validation that it's okay. And when I saw him in the store, I said, you know what? I know you're famous for playing football. I just want you to know that I'm playing.
Love it.
And I told him I was playing. His response was like, great. You know what? Tell me more about it. I said, can I email you? So he gave me his email address.
That's awesome.
So then every week I would email him, hey, Franco, this is what I did this week. This is what I did this week. And he would be the most supportive person ever. And he would write me back and say, oh, hey, great job. I said, would you be willing to come down to do a coin toss at the passing game? And he said, yes. But he stood behind because he was like, okay, look, I've been talking to this girl nonstop. And it's just by passing in Giant Eagle of all places. And he gave me nothing but good advice. And then he came and he watched, and then he saw that it was real. Lisa Horton is a phenomenal quarterback. And he saw that we were women who were not just a girl who's saying, look, I'm a defensive back, I'm still learning. I wanted to be Hines Ward, but I had no hands. So I ended up being a DB. But the fact that he came and he watched, and it was, again, validated by showing the how can I say it? The talent that was on that field. He came, did his coin toss, and after that, Denti was like, hey, can you connect me to the man? I said, bet, let's do this. And sure enough, she had conversations with him, a number of conversations, and she was able.
That's awesome.
I know, this history.
How fate happens.
Yeah.
I know.
How fate happens.
It was very cool. I mean, him and his wife were both there hiding, and I connected a few times with because I knew that we were all talking and we saw him there, but it was just it was so cool to have the people. It's not just, thank God for Franco in my life. What a blessing the man is. But he brought other people with him that also just contributed. We had some NFL coaches up there and just friends and the people that he brought into our lives that once they saw women playing football, and it's a great sport, it's the ultimate team sport, and I love the way that, I mean, it's so inclusive for, if you're large or small, if you can kick a ball or throw a ball or catch a ball or hit somebody. I mean, there's a place for everybody in football.
Right.
And I think that's, everybody, and you can't do it by yourself. You can be a superstar and maybe carry the team, and basketball maybe a little bit or something. I mean, sometimes but here you need each other. It's just all the great things about it. I think that's what makes us all love it so much. And, I'm just so excited that this is just growing the way it is.
I'm so excited too. If we circle back to high school, I coached Penn Hills, and some of the challenges that I had was all the sports involving spring. Okay, so I'm not alone. Okay, can you guys give us some challenges that you have maybe faced with all of the spring sports?
Yeah,
and then coaching flag.
Biggest one is AAU basketball.
Exactly. Thank you.
Our games are played on the weekends. All of our flag games, and so my starting quarterback and receiver played in one game all season last year. One. We ended up playing in the summer league. They were able to play, and we won the championship. And I was like, wow, if only I had you guys all season. Yeah. So that's the biggest one, especially. In high school, of course, they're like, I want to go D1. I want to go, like, basketball's their sport. And of course, they've been playing since they were 7, 8 years old before flag was even, introduced to them. So I can't expect them to just drop AAU and immediately be all in on flag. But I'm trying to get them to understand, hey, there's also scholarship offers or opportunities out there for you in flag. It's not just basketball now. So that's our biggest one, is just trying to compete. Same with, like, field space is another big one. Just high school sports in general. We have so many other sports. Trying to compete with lacrosse, like trying to split the field. Lacrosse has practice. We've had to practice on the baseball field sometimes in a parking lot. Like, we just, wherever we can, we're going to practice. It's definitely really, really hard trying to compete with the other sports.
Yeah.
So I love that you said that you have to complete with field space. So, I've coached tackle football for, the past 15 years or so. And, what happens in the spring? Spring ball. Yep. So the boys are on the field as well. So there's times that I have my flag football team on the field while they're doing 7-on-7 on the other side with the boys. So, but on top of that, the other spring sports, I'm the head coach for track and field. So, so I absolutely understand. I've been coaching track and field for about, I don't know, maybe 10 years now. And now in Ambridge, I'm the head coach there.
So you're literally on the field all year round forever.
Literally. Do you have an off season?
Forever.
So the off season came because God was like, look, I need you to learn a new assignment. I got cancer. So 2 years ago, we actually ran into each other at the hospital once. I don't know if you noticed that, but I was coming from a chemo treatment. But I had cancer, and it was during the fall season for football. So I'm on the field, and it's pink out. And like, the boys are all wearing pink, and I'm sitting there, and the one grabbed my hand. And none of them knew I had cancer, because, that is, like, I didn't even really understand everything that was going on myself. Mm-hmm. So to be able to tell everybody, and then of all cancers, I got breast cancer. So it was like, dude, I am not only the only female on the team, but it was like this was my armor. I got a ding in my armor. Yeah. And so I'm sitting there just struggling, and all these kids are wearing pink, and they're playing football, and they're talking to me, and I was like, dude, I can't do this. Yeah. And that was football is like my gardening, like that. Like, most women crochet and do all this stuff, but I needed, that was my escape. That was my mindfulness. That was what I needed to do to stay focused. And I couldn't stay focused, and I'm seeing all these people, and I couldn't not the head coach knew I had cancer, but like, I had to take breaks. And like, when you're there coaching, those kids need you all the time, and especially what my role was, But anyway, like, that was the season when I ended up deciding that I needed to take off a full tackle. But by the spring, I had flag. So it was like, like that summer I had my all-girls football camp, and then I go into full tackle, and then from there I just shut down. And I said, what got me through cancer treatments was knowing that these girls are about to learn something. Right. They about to get into some flag football.
From the best DB.
Yes, that's awesome.
Say it again for everybody.
From the best DB.
Preach on. But no, but from there, I literally I coached the very first season going through cancer treatments. And if you look at the championship game, you'll see that I'm in a sling because I just had breast surgery. So, but here's the thing. I was so mindful because like when you're, and this is what I tell all my girls, they don't want their phones. They don't get in, they don't talk about drama because when they're on that field, the only thing that matters is that next play.
Yep.
So when I'm coaching, you're in a zone. And I love the fact that we can give flag football to these girls because even like T said, like anybody could do anything. And like all the women she has brought throughout this city of Pittsburgh, like honestly, like I am so thankful that you bought the team and you took it the direction that you did. Like, cause you are an amazing coach and you did everything you could do to give everybody an opportunity. No matter whether it's behind scenes, on the field, whatever they can do, like you gave that love to kids and to women. And then like for me to continue to carry that on for these kids with flag, like, yes, I'm the head track coach, but girl, you know, I'm like, look, this is the schedule. We gonna do track and then I'm done. And like everybody, let's head on there. Half the girls, they retain 2 sports and it's easy since I'm the head coach because I can determine when we're going to play. So I have to find field space.
To say there was a method to your madness?
Yes. I love it.
Head coach for track, head coach for all the football. So Mondays and Tuesdays over here, Wednesdays and Thursdays over here. Okay, that's smart.
It is.
I love it.
Thank you for noticing the genius.
Yeah, I mean, right away.
Yes. But but going back to your thing, and I'm sorry, I kind of derailed it a little bit. End of the day is if you're the head coach, you can make decisions. Right. But when you are, you are dealing with other teams, it's more just communicating. So we only have one football field at our high school. So our baseball team will be down on there using it. Our spring sports would be lacrosse and also the softball team and also the track team. Like everybody would be going down there to try to use this field. So eventually our track goes to another place where our track is actually located. But it's more understanding how to communicate. Because if you do not have respect for the other head coaches, they have no reason to give you that field space. So I would have to go and say, hey, I know I'm a club sport at this time, but we're an emerging sport. And next year, I'm hoping that we are going to be an official sport in the area, which I feel like we're going to be there. But so. As an emerging sport, we were on the low end. So, you have to get creative. Like she said, sometimes you're in a parking lot. Right. I found fields. We made it happen. And that's the same thing with passion. Okay. We had to find a field. And T can probably go in on that and how we had to find field to start.
Yeah, our first years, we were, playing tackle football, and we were underneath the bridge, turning on car lights, playing out. We didn't have indoor practices. The surfaces were hard. So, wow. I mean, we all know, like, we've been there. You make it work. You make it happen. Mm-hmm. And it's also nice that I can look back now and say, I can't believe 20 years ago what we were doing. Right. Now we're not freezing. We're not playing on cement.
Yes.
And we've got times that don't keep us up until 2 in the morning and then trying to get up at 6. And I mean, all the women were doing that. A lot of travels, other jobs, and so I'm loving where it's going with this because I do believe you end up with a program that's going to get your own space. I just think we're making strides, and thank God for strong women and what you're all doing to give back because we do have women all over the city from our team and so many other sports within the city that are just giving back now. The ones that I grew up with they're out there giving back like you all are, and that's what's making it work.
Do you find it's easier to recruit girls because there are new scholarship opportunities for college?
No.
Yeah, they don't even know about it, to be honest. Like,
Yes.
They really don't.
No. You know what? I was able to have conversations with girls and bringing up that it's emerging in colleges and there's going to be some scholarship opportunities. That actually helped us a little bit.
Yeah, really. Mm-hmm. See, that's I would like for that to help us, but they really don't. They don't know that it's out there until I bring it up, and then they're like, "Oh, really? Like I didn't know I could do that." I even had a girl. She's been playing basketball most of her life, and we did our summer league, and I was driving her home one day, and she was like, I don't even think I want to play basketball anymore. I want flag to be my sport.
Oh, I cannot even
And I was
wait.
like, what? Like I instantly got
wait.
chills. And I was like, well, you can play in college. Or she's like, yeah, I know. Like I really want to do that. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. And I go to their basketball games. The girls, they all play for Gateway, so I'll go check out their games and I'll hang out with them after. And again, I talked to her mom and she's like, no, like she really wants to play flag, and she's good too. So I know she could definitely play.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that once I get like 1 or 2 girls that can get a scholarship, because I have a really good relationship with a lot of the coaches. I cover the women's flag finals. So I've met every single coach, and I tell them, I'm like, listen, I have some girls for you. I have some girls. And I really hope that once like one gets a scholarship, then it just opens it up for everybody else in the area.
Well, as we get that word out there, I mean, and we all have to do that, because it was hard even when we would run camps and clinics, but it's so much easier for them to get on board to help their daughter have a place to go play. You know, like they know they could get the basketball or the soccer scholarship or the softball scholarship. But now that they know that when you're having the camps and clinics and parents have X amount of dollars to spend on those camps and clinics, now that they know there's a path forward, college and beyond, you know, it's in the Olympics, and you can play forever if you go on into tackle. And I know that there's going to be lifelong flag out there for everybody as well. So, I mean, I just came back from a tournament in Key West where there's the older division there, which I'm still, way beyond even the older division cutoffs, where they start. But there's women that are playing long time. I mean, you can really start young and play your whole life.
Right.
And that's good for them to be able to see that.
NFL Flag started this year adult tournaments. So we've been adding them onto our regional tournaments, and we just had our adult championships also at the Pro Bowl. And it was awesome. We had, I think the men's division had 18 teams and the women's had 8, I believe.
Oh, nice.
And we did it big for them. They got championship rings, like championship belts, and they were from all over the country. And it ranged from some of the girls actually play for college, and there was one guy who was the coach, the quarterback, and played defense, and he was like well into his field. Like he just did everything, and he would not leave the field. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome, like good for you. Like but so yeah, you really can play for a long time now. There's a lot of
that's great. I found an article that said the East Conference announces plans to offer NCAA Division III varsity women's flag football in 2025. Awesome. It says in a partnership with NFL Flag and RCX Sports, the conference will become the first to offer varsity flag football for 5 institutions. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
So when we first started in Ambridge, it was just going out and saying, look, there is not a high school team. So I think you guys came last year, right?
Yes.
So the first year it was just us, and we're like, okay, well, hopefully there's more teams that are going to be out there. Right now, I know Moon is going to come out. I know Ellis School is going to be there. Right. But as they, I literally went into the high school and walked into the cafeteria and went table to table. It's like, yo, are you ready?
Yep,
do you want to play?
Lunch,
Yeah, I was like, and this is how I built my track team. I took a team from 10 kids to over 100. For flag, it was a little more difficult though, because now I think the driving force for us was the fact that we're in Western Pennsylvania, and this is football. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is literally Friday nights. Well, what do you mean Friday nights? It's a high school game. Why don't you go into the high school game? That's what this area is about. So that's how I got it. It was just the fact that the girls wanted the opportunity not to be the cheerleaders or not to be in the band. Right. They wanted the opportunity to be on the field. Right. So saying, hey, come on out. I played before. You guys, they already know me because I already was coaching for the school, for the school district. So they knew from me from tackle and said, let's do this for the girls. So they came out. One of the challenges that I had was the fact that we have several languages in our school. So I had to use Google Translate. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if did you know that my girls were Portuguese?
No, ma'am.
Wow. So we have Portuguese and Spanish. And so some of the girls do not speak English at all. Well, I won't say at all. They say a couple words, but I started. The biggest thing is I just learned how to say vai in Portuguese, and I say it in different tones.
And what's that mean?
Go. Oh. I'm like, vai!
There you go. All right.
So I just say it in different tones.
Bye!
You're going to hear that now on the Gateway sideline now.
There you go. But you'll hear, like, in our game, one of our girls, I think we were up against McKees Rocks, and something happened at that game, or Aliquippa. But anyway, we went up against someone, and one of our girls, you get heated. Yeah. It didn't go well.
Oh, no.
Well, all you heard was her language.
But you knew what she was saying.
Right.
I only know a couple of the words that I had to tell her.
But it wasn't good. You knew what she was saying.
Because those are the words I need to learn. I need to know if these girls are saying something ignorant to me. So I had to learn those words. But the thing is, like, when she went off, I mean, everybody on the field stopped. Because she was just saying all sorts of stuff. The ref looked at me. I was like, Parents over there throwing the flag back and forth.
That's what's funny.
Yeah.
The competitiveness of the
Yes.
girls. I will say,
Yes.
I had one girl. She was a senior. She was a cheerleader. So, like, if you take one look at her, you'd be like, she is the nicest. Like, she's just a cheerleader. When she would get on that field, oh my! Like, I would have to tell her, like, relax, calm down. Relax, bring it down, because she would just be like in everybody's face and just so competitive, and she was really good, and I'm just like, I love this, but I'm just like, wow, I did not know how much y'all really cared. Like, they're so competitive, competitive.
But that's what football does too.
Yeah, it brings it out of them.
I won't say like bring the competitiveness out of them. It brings the confidence out of them, because young ladies do not have that opportunity to touch on that testosterone that we do have. We have a little bit, but to bring that out, that strength out, we don't have. Tell me an opportunity that we have that, other than through sports. Because in the classroom, you have to, yes, you can stand up and you can, do the public speaking or math or whatever, but you don't get to show that physical side of you. That's a different type of release that you have when you're playing a sport. Even in track, I'm the head coach for track. So it's like when you're seeing somebody run a sport, they have that anxiety, and then they have to go, and then that gun goes off and they run. But when do you sit there and have to do different angles and cut somebody and jump up high, get down low? I mean, football brings a different type of experience. And I'm going to throw it back at you, T. Like you said, there's so many different positions that you can play. Right. I have girls who don't move. But if I tell them to stay home as a corner, they know to stay home. And as soon as anybody comes into their zone, they know exactly what to do. And they know. I tell them, look, watch your hips, go, and when someone comes in your zone, stop them. They are not the fastest, but they are a shutdown corner. And a girl, you have to teach a girl. I have a girl who is a little heavier set. I said, still, you can do this. She goes, well, coach, I don't know. These people are running. I said, look, you're my center. And the center still got to catch. So I give her, we'll build a play around you. You can't, we will build plays around them because they won't expect this.
Right.
So true.
So no matter what position you're at, you can, and again, T, you said it perfectly earlier. It's like, there's a play, we will find a place for you. And I love that about flag football. Again, it's building confidence through movement. And flag football does that. And the girls come out in that competitive spirit. Like, oh my goodness, it just it's confidence. Yeah. That's all it is.
It's so nice to see that, and I think that we can all appreciate it because it just brings us all together. Like if you watch a lot of the other sports, whether it's a basketball team or a gymnastics team, many of them look very much alike. Oh, you're a gymnast or you're a basketball, but football, we're everything, and I love that. Yes. And so it's nice to see other people talking and appreciating that because I think it's such a, it's good for our world that we all just kind of get. It takes all those different personalities, that strategic person or that really aggressive person or that really I've got to be this, the safety back here. Like there's a personality and a body type for all the things that we need to accomplish together, which fits our world. It's like we all got that role and we're going to find our strength and we're going to use it and it's going to help us all win. So I love that part of it. And when you were talking about, international stuff, when we played in Key West, like the Guatemala team, like to have these women come that don't have near the blessings that we have here, it was so cool because they told their stories of what it took just for they're not really allowed to do a lot in a lot of other countries, and the confidence that you were speaking of, to see them come here and to be celebrated in the play where they would get in trouble where they were coming from, and Lisa Horton, who you mentioned, had played at the there was Team USA, the U.S. women's national team, and was the starting quarterback over there and did real well with all these other countries. And so we're not only growing it here in the U.S., but we're growing it throughout the world. And the difference it's making in other countries, so the more that we get it at the high school level, let it come up through the college, just keep it a lifetime sport, because to see adult women cry and tell their stories, the difference it's making, I get excited about seeing them start young and just taking them through a lifetime and impacting everybody. The ripple goes on.
Yeah. And speaking of all the different bodies that our sport offers, I've noticed with my girls. So you have a range of girls, right? We have our rough and tough girls, and we have our girly girls, right? Can I get these girls to please cut down their nails?
No.
Can I get these girls to cut down their nails?
Right. No,
Just for the season.
Just it's not even just a couple weeks.
That's it. Just so you can get your stilettos back when the season's
Yes.
over. It's fine.
our prom queen, or our better yet, one of my wide receivers was the prom queen and also on the cheerleading squad, and she would come with her nails done.
Right.
It's half my
And
team.
but the
Full
girls are
rhinestones.
yeah right. But and then of course usually our season is during prom season. So it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
yeah,
so
that's the
true.
other thing. So it's like, okay, look, ladies. So now they're into understanding, like, okay, maybe it's a press on.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's a
Right,
press on right
right.
now, but you can get some really nice press on.
Yes.
But just do it for that week and get it off and let's get going.
Let's
So,
get going.
but when you said all sizes, I just want to clarify, like this one, the story I gave with the center, the girl being the center because she's a larger girl, that was one story. I have other girls who are larger and they are wide receivers. So it doesn't mean that you have to be on the line.
Right.
It's
Not
just
limited.
they're not limited.
No,
yes,
absolutely
and
not.
I just wanted to make sure I said that.
Oh,
And
yeah, no, you're good.
the Portuguese girl, the one girl who's a Portuguese, she was on the team the first year. We had a couple girls who are Portuguese, but the one girl, she shined so well during the game that the team was like, we should make her team captain.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then the next year she came in and she comes to me. She goes, Coach, I speak better English now. Her father decided to go back to Brazil, and she said, I want to stay here. She can't work anywhere yet because she's still going through different processes, but she's in the high school and she is playing, and this is her thing. This is what she wants to do. And,
awesome.
Now St. Vincent College, they're having a camp coming up in July. They're offering flag football next season. That's where the Steelers have their
Training camp.
Right.
So if your family makes under or 60,000 or less, you go to the school for no cost.
Wow.
And you can be on their flag football team. I have a girl right now who's our quarterback who goes to school right now at St. Vincent. She graduated last year. She was our quarterback. And when you talk about sports, she plays softball. And she had something going on, so she couldn't make it to our championship game, and that's our quarterback. So no comment on that. No,
Yeah.
that still hurts. And if you're watching, it still hurts. I still love you, but the fact is, I told her about that they in her college they're going to offer flag football at St. Vincent, and she's like, yes, I'm going to go, and they're reaching out to her, so she could technically start flag football next year, being our first girl who. Possibly they're giving academic funds as well. So it's academic scholarships because I think they're D3.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's happening.
insane.
It's not
That's awesome.
like something that's not here. This is today. This is a flyer that's already out there to the schools. This is happening.
It's now.
Flag football is
Yeah,
now.
it's no longer the future. Like they
Yeah.
always
No.
say, the future is female and flag. Like no, we're
here.
here now.
Yeah,
We're here.
We're here.
So
We
when
are
she
here.
does, she has to come back and talk to the girls, to the new girls, do a whole high school tour.
Yes, do a high school tour. We already set her up.
Statewide.
This is our
Yes.
booking
I have her
agent.
booked up.
Yeah, there you go. Just
I love it. How did they take you as a coach? By the way, I was curious.
Well,
And you didn't tell us your story how you built your team.
yeah. We need to know.
Yeah,
more
we
about
need to
that.
know.
Because both of your kids play flag and are very, very good.
I didn't
Yes.
know
You
that.
did not. Yeah, you haven't mentioned that yet.
okay.
Girl.
So I have 3 kids.
Oh, see, I didn't even know you had.
The oldest played flag for a bit. He's a more computer guy. But my middle son Dash, he played in the Pittsburgh NFL League in Pittsburgh, and came up in the travel Pittsburgh Elite. And they've done so well, and championship rings and everything, and that inspired his baby sister, Tila. She's 9.
Beast.
Last year, their 8U won the first Steelers regional tournament.
Okay.
So,
She's the only girl on her team, correct?
I'm sorry.
Is she the only girl on the team?
Only girl on the team.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Only girl,
Okay.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Quarterback.
Yeah, that's what
She's
I mean.
a quarterback
she's
too?
That's what I mean. Like you had to plug my girl. Like
Yeah.
She's a quarterback too.
And a wide receiver.
yeah, she's
Okay, yeah, I like to talk about DBs being the best athlete on the field, but still, the quarterback.
video of her
She did it in.
That's
She
awesome.
did.
in
She
DJ
did.
in Philly. That was one of our best viewed videos on
Yes.
the flag page. Yeah.
So she throws this bomb to DJ, and he
One-handed.
catches this one-hander.
Oh,
How like many views was that?
Oh,
it
it
just
was
kept
insane.
circulating and
It was
circulating and
insane.
circulating. They were going crazy.
Because my photographer was next to me, our videographer, and I was like, "Please tell me you got that," because it was awesome. Since I was in Philly, so it's so nice whenever I'm at these tournaments and I see kids from home, and I'm like, "This is so awesome!" Like I actually saw DJ running in the hotel the night before, and I was like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh, I'm playing tomorrow," and I'm like, "In the tournament?" So it was so nice to be able to see him, and yeah, so I was like, "Did you get that?" And he was like, "Oh, I got that.
was
Like
crazy.
I got that." He was like,
Yeah,
"I'm
that
gonna
was
edit it a
crazy.
little bit," and I was like, "All right." Send it to me, and I could not wait to post that.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
that was a great
And
play.
she does come to all of our high school practices. I think that she feels like she's in high school.
She's,
She
yeah,
thinks that she's about 15.
Sounds
She
about
could
right.
hang. She
She
does.
does.
She
She
really
really
can hang
does.
with them.
They
100%.
actually run from her.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
That's awesome.
They run from her. Here comes T. They're like running.
That's why I've been
That's
telling
fantastic.
my brother who coaches with me, I'm like, man, as soon as Coach T's daughter gets up there,
Can't
I'm
wait.
not trying to play in this division. Like, 'cause she's
Yeah.
going to be legit. Yeah.
Wow.
In defense, she's a beast too.
Yeah.
She's just all around. She just takes bits and pieces and learns from her brother, learns from her friends, and she just takes a little bit. And I'm really proud of her, and I can see big things for her.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I really can.
How does she feel about you as a coach now?
She loves it because she thinks that she's a coach too. She loves it. It's great. I'm pretty silly, but I get serious. They're busting push-ups whenever there's penalties made, like during practice. So if my rule is, however long the penalty yardage is, that's how many push-ups you have to do.
I like that. I'm like,
I'm going to add that to my
I said, let me add that.
do that.
They made a TikTok about me too. Like, what would Coach T say? What would Coach T do? And they're all like, bust it, bust 5, bust 10. So I'm like, bust it.
See, I'm too
Bust it,
scared
and they
to
just
have
get down
my
like,
kids
okay.
make fun of me.
Yeah, they did. So I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was really great going to when the Steelers had that. What was it? When we had our
the
jersey.
jerseys
Oh
unveiling.
my gosh, that
They
was
did it
awesome.
up for us. That was
Yeah.
They
fantastic.
did.
Yeah, year one, they just shipped us a box.
Oh,
But the thing is, it was the
They
fact
let you
that we
guys
got
come
the
last
box.
year, right?
Oh no, we got to go to the stadium
Okay.
year one as well. I mean,
Oh,
that's
you
what
did?
we
Okay,
had our
cool.
championship game, and they gave us all shirts
see,
and
I hope that
everything.
they
So
go
it
back
was,
to that.
oh my god, it was unbelievable. We had an extra bus so we can bring kids down to watch it with us. It was not that was something that we decided to do. We're like, no, we ain't going to the stadium without bringing people with us.
awesome,
So we
though.
had family and friends bust in. But year one, that was our championship. So they took care of us. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. They took care of us. But the second year, the unveiling, when we walked in
was
there,
crazy.
oh my God, they had the jersey in the locker room. The girls
lights.
and
that was great.
the girls loved it. The girls absolutely loved that.
Like,
And
don't step on the logo.
Yes.
Everyone knew the rules. That
they
was great.
they ran through, slapped the logo.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yes.
There were all the TikToks being recorded.
Yes.
Every reels, TikToks. They was making shorts.
But I think that played a huge role into building the program. If we didn't have the support of the top team in the area, like that right there means everything. Because now they're going into the school saying, "Oh, this is the experience that I had. You should join a team because you could probably have an experience like that too." The Watt brothers were there at the championship the first year just to take pictures with us and watch the support that they're giving, and then the camps that they're doing for the girls. That support, whether it's through the stipend they're giving the teams, building the connections to get us to uniforms, bringing us to the stadium, that means more than anything, because I saw how other teams are being built. I don't see major I don't want to call them, but major teams coming to the high school saying, "Hey, I got you."
No, it's
Who does that?
The only other teams that I know of for sure, the Atlanta Falcons do a phenomenal job. They're the ones who actually
I'm
started
talking about
all this.
other sports. Like,
Oh,
I don't
other
see a
sports, I'm sorry.
baseball team coming in.
Got
I
it.
don't see a
Right.
softball
Yeah,
team coming in.
yeah.
I don't see a lacrosse team coming in.
true.
I'm looking for somebody to come down and talk to my track people. Like, nobody's coming in to do
That's so
anything.
true. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. You're right.
And they're sitting there like, no, we are behind you. We want to see women thrive
Right.
in this sport. We want to see you're not just cheerleaders. You're not on the sideline. We want to see you, and I love that support.
I was
And
talking.
I'm sorry, the support and validation that you're talking about speaks to
Like, we
your
don't.
experience with Franca.
Yeah,
Right?
girl. If you go back, like, just having that, I had Franco, and then there was another guy. Oh my goodness, I'm not gonna. Oh my God, his name is escaping me right now.
It'll come to you.
It's coming to me. He was on our video years ago, and I brought him to the team too. Dwayne Woodruff. He was one that I would call. So he was another mentor of mine, and then they asked me, the team, if I could get him to speak on the videotape. So if you go back, there's a pageant videotape with Dwayne Woodruff on there. But I would call him, and his thing, I would tell him, like, look, I'm a DB, right? And he was
The
like,
best DB.
girl, you say it again. Look, you're gonna have to prove it. No, I am a mother now. I'm a mother of 4.
Roll the tape.
Roll the tape. We ain't doing it no more. But I can still shut down somebody if they get mouthy. But the thing that he did for me though was, I would call him. He was another one. I would write and tell him, like, look, this is what I'm doing. I would go visit him at his office. I would talk to him. All football. And I love the fact that it just shows that men want to support women doing something that they love. And these are NFL greats who took time out to talk with me. They didn't know me at all. I was walking through Giant Eagle and I said, hey. And then T was like, hey, can you connect me to Franco? I said, no problem. I'm going to ask him if I can give you his phone number. So I remember being at a Steeler game and just talking to him. And I was like, she really wants to talk to you. And he was like, okay, fine. He's that guy, Dwayne Woodruff. I said, Dwayne, guess what? I said, Mr. Woodruff. I no disrespect. I said, guess what I did? I said, no one came on my side again. I shut him down. He was like, that's good, but you're never going to be great. I was like, oh snap! But that's what mentors do. That's what when someone
to push you,
push me.
I'm gonna prove you wrong.
So not only did I get validation that I was good enough to play, and they said they saw something in me that they were willing to mentor me, through either financial sponsorship or communication, talking to. They mentored me. Mm-hmm. They said, look, you are good, but you will never be great until you catch those balls. I was like, God dang it! I wanted to be Heinz Ward, but I didn't have the hands. And I said, okay, no problem. So I went back and I started working. And then the one time I remember catching this ball, it was the ugliest ball I ever caught, but I caught it. You know how you're supposed to catch it up here? Mm-hmm. Like, see it in, pull it in. Right. I caught it down here. Was like, what?
What do I do with it? What do I do now?
And it was so ugly.
What's next?
Of course, T always had everybody taking pictures during the game.
But
so
you
of course,
held on to it though.
Somebody took a picture of me catching this ball like this. I was like, I got it though, and I took it. I was like, I'm running. But I had it. I caught it. Like, but to go up against somebody, I think it was Reggie from Detroit. I don't know. I just know she was big. She's Army vet. But I was scared. I was like, just don't hit me, honey. Just don't hit me. I just remember running. Oh, girl, when I tackled her, I got her leg. I was like, where's the rest of the team?
She dragged you.
Come get this girl. I was going with her. But the thing is, yeah, but all jokes aside, though, the fact is, not only this, when I played football, we had the support from men. Now that I'm coaching football, we have the support from not only just the team, but from an organization. Right. And the organization is saying, look, we are going to raise money. Mm-hmm. Cam Haywood gave us $10,000 just to keep it going for the second year to come in. He was like, look, I got y'all. Here you go. Here's some money. Yeah. I got y'all. Like, I'm so thankful. Like, I remember sitting down at the championship game. They had us run through the tunnel. They brought us all over to do interviews, and I'm sitting there, and I just started crying. I didn't even realize I was crying because I was like, dude, this is happening. Right. This is real. Like, I remember being that little girl playing with my brothers.
In the dirt.
Girl, I didn't do the dirt. I'm still girly. But no, I'm playing. But grass fields and stuff like that. Grass.
Grew up in the city. Yeah.
We had dirt.
Yeah. I'm a suburb chick. I ain't fronting. It is what it is. We were in grass. There was a couple fences.
Oh, you had a fence?
Yeah, right. You had a good then. Must be nice.
But I remember
Nice.
playing and like just having fun, and it's like, okay, then that's it. And then I was a cheerleader.
Nice.
I had my high V's, hands on hips, like I was a cheerleader. That was it. And then powder puff, it was just like one day.
Yeah.
And it's like, then it's like, if you don't want to play tackle, like that's a lot on your body. I don't care what anybody says, tackle football is a lot. And granted, like I got every frustration out of the week on that field, and I would never take that time of my life back. But now, when you think about the world of concussion, you think about what it does. Flag football is a very easy way to get involved with football. Absolutely. And I love the path that we're taking. And it's not saying that girls are not allowed to tackle, because there are still teams out there thriving, like the Pittsburgh Passion. Mm-hmm. And there's still girls who are playing tackle football. Like literally, I've coached them, on the boys' team. But to have this movement now, it's amazing. It's incredible.
And this movement's given the choice to the people that there's an adrenaline rush about the tackle that you really can't replace, because it takes so much courage to go. I mean, you watch any of the high school, the college, and the pros, like every week, you don't know what's going to happen there.
Right.
However, to be able to go out and play the flag and to know that I'm still playing football, this is a rough and tough sport. Mm-hmm. And a lot more, I like it when our girls go to our tournaments, because we took them out to Arizona, we've taken them around, we've played quite a few tournaments. The respect that the tackle gets for flag once you go play, right. Because you're still playing football.
Yes, you do.
And you might not have the helmet and shoulder pads and the tackling, but it's still a rough, tough sport.
Right.
And I love the
skills.
fact that again opens it up for everybody, because not everybody with their other jobs can even risk, like, all right, am I gonna,
right.
like you say, all the stuff that can happen. It can happen in any of them, but it's nice that you have a choice.
Yeah. Right.
And that's, I love to see the opportunities available,
right.
And wherever you fit in, and it might even be whether it's a feeder or a retirement or your whole career, they can overlap and build, and women's sports can build each other in great ways. Absolutely. And there might be a different phase in your life where you hit all of them.
Exactly.
So,
well, speaking of tournaments, let's talk about, you had your first annual, flag.
Yeah, but we're actually doing another one here this spring. But yeah, Slippery Rock University allowed us to come up there and host. And for our first one, we ended up with a real nice turnout from the high school and the women's. And I think that'll probably most likely double every year.
Right.
But it's just so, when you say it's here, all right, it is here. Like, you look around, we have this thing going, and I think we just need to keep the momentum. We've got so many women out there that have experience, whether it's flag or tackle. There's a lot of just went through our program that have so much to offer, and I know they're ready and willing to give back, and we're doing that. Again, we have a tournament coming up April 13th at Slippery Rock, if anybody wants to put their teams in it. Yeah. And we're going to have for adult women and also for all the high school teams. Okay. So thanks for the opportunity to plug that. I appreciate it, because we want to just keep all these tournaments, like we can feed each other's programs in big ways, and we have a place to give you a spotlight to highlight. Let's bring them all down and put them on the field, and we've got some good coverage going this year, and I would love to get the flag girls down there and let them have their moment. They deserve it.
Right.
They've waited a lot of years for it.
Right. How did you feel about the transition from maybe your ladies going from tackle to flag?
I think all of us, my experience with it is that we love football,
right.
And it's fun to mix things up. Even if you're a softball player and a basketball player and a football, it's sometimes nice to have a season. We don't want to do tackle all year,
Getting beat up all year.
Yeah, but it's just fun to mix things up, even position-wise. Like, be a receiver, be a DB, or be a running back, be a linebacker. I think it's just, for me, it's that constant learning, constant growth. Like, the more that you learn about the game, the more that you find out there's so much more to know,
right.
And you gain that by moving around and getting the experience. And I think the flag and the tackle fit well together. I think growing, bringing them up through high school with flag, I think is a great idea. I love that, giving them opportunities to what's next, right. What's new, and just keep it going. And then if they, I feel like it's a perfect fit. But,
yeah, I think for women, it's perfect fit. When I talked to, I was going out to talk to some of the high school coaches, and I mentioned flag, and we're purists. You'll get that very, very quick. So I hope that with the boys for flag. I hope that the connotation isn't negative. Like it's because I worry about that because I want boys to be able to play football, but I like what do you guys think like in this area? Because I think with women this is perfect for us because you know what, we get to play flag football. They automatically think that and they put us in there. And I'm sorry if it's okay to put this out as a discussion piece because I would be curious what people think on that because I think with this area it's very hard to get the young boys to say they want to play flag football when they get to high school.
Yeah, because you have the men that say it's not real football.
It's not
Yes.
not real.
Right.
I think once they go and play the tournaments, I mean, I really do think it's like any sport. Go and experience it, and once you've done that, because I've played from rugby to tackle football to flag, and all of them take a skill set that, and you have to really spend yourself and be willing to get out there and put yourself out and train for it and, be ready for so many different movements. It's not, like you said, the track, like the gun goes off and here we go, but you have to be willing to take somebody coming at you pretty hard and pretty fast and make those quick moves. I mean, it just takes a great athlete to be able to train for that. And
so if we stick with the tournament thing, tell us, Haley, if you can, the best tournaments to go to, the hottest ones maybe for girls.
Yeah, so we, NFL Flag, we have regional tournaments all throughout the country. So we do a spring series and then we do a fall series. So this year we actually switched it up where our championships will be in the summer in Canton, Ohio this year. So we just finished our Pro Bowl our championships at the Pro Bowl just last week actually. So on the first slate, we have, I want to say Baltimore is going to be a good one. I believe that's an open regional, which means anybody from anywhere can come.
Okay.
The Steelers have one this year. But aside from NFL Flag, we have the Run the World tournament. So
I can't wait to do that one.
Same. That is a fantastic tournament. The tournament director of NFL Flag, his brother is the one that actually runs that. So it's pretty awesome that we're able to work side by side with both of them. So that's a tournament that I really want to do. It's all girls teams. I want to say he had like 200 teams. I'm not even joking, like from all age groups. And
like 7, 18 or?
Yes, all the way up.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's fantastic. I think he started pretty small the first year, and each year it just gets bigger and bigger. So it's always he has one in Philly. He usually does one, I think, down south and maybe one on the West Coast. There's just because there's that many teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the one I think we all should put our girls in. But I will say with the Steelers regional this year, they are allowing all of our high school teams to enter the regional as your own high school team. And then if you win, then you get to go to the championships. So
let's go.
That would be awesome. And they actually also changed the age division to now it's 18U. So
nice.
I was worried that my quarterback wouldn't be able to play. She turned 18 last October, and it's whatever age you are on January 1st. But now they changed it, so you're allowed to be 18 now and play.
Excellent.
So they're really trying to make it a lot more inclusive and give girls opportunities. So yeah, so I say we all enter our girls into that Steelers regional, and then whoever wins, you get to go to the championships and play against the winners of the other regionals.
Nice.
Okay,
nice,
sweet.
nice.
So what we're going to do now, we're going to just wrap up, give our final thoughts. Make sure you plug in your social tags.
Okay. So like I said, I run the NFL Flag social media, so definitely follow that. We just hit 100K, which I'm super proud of. And then, yes, you can find me on Facebook, Haley Adams. That's my main social media.
All right, awesome. Everyone should do flag football. Building confidence. If you're out there and you're listening to this and your high school does not have a team, please go out and reach out to your superintendents, the principals, but most importantly, talk to the kids and get the kids to go talk. Tell them to go talk to their principal. Tell them to talk to the superintendents, because that's how the schools are going to be saying. That's how the schools will agree to it. If you want to find me, I'm at Coach Mycyk, MYCYK, on all socials.
All right, and Teresa Kahn with Pittsburgh Passion and Women's Pro Tackle Team here, and we're love to have you follow us. We have our Facebook page and Pittsburgh Passion at Gmail if you want to get in touch. You want to play any of the flag or the as adults, because I know that we've got a lot of the high school programs going. But if you're over 18 and looking for a place to play, we've got flag and tackle both available, and we're having a lot of fun. Come join us.
Awesome. Well, I want to tell all inspiring girl athletes to hashtag play like a girl. You can find me on IG at MST_Rob. That's Miss T_Rob on IG. And that's it. That concludes our women's takeover for Flag Talk. Don't forget to comment, like, and share. Subscribe to Flag Talk. And that's it.
Awesome.
Great job.
Thank you so much. This was awesome.
That's great.
Yes. I need to follow your daughter. That's what I feel like.
Tila did it.
Okay,
She does have
okay.
it's social, right?
I'm in. I'm looking right now.
Yeah, thank you for that.
She
Yes.
decides she wants to go.
My shorty bad like she
She's
cares.
done.
I told her look in the mirror. Don't need a license to care.